Hey, Chris's comments, show of common sense on common ground. I have not thrown an episode out lately. That's because I've been incredibly busy. Also, taking a step back, looking at things, I'm noticing that there really wasn't much to say because the media, the news, and all these other social issue sites have been posting a lot of stuff whenever every little thing takes place. And I'm trying to actually avoid that, so that way when the time comes to generalize, I can actually, when the time comes to speak, I can generalize it and talk to y'all with that same common sense term that I'm boasting about on my site. So what we got here is Biden, our president, at today's Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. And our president right now is stressing more vaccine and mask mandates. This is mostly because of the fact that by now we've gone to over 800,000 deaths of COVID-related deaths. And this is beside the fact that Omicron is now the new variant. But the thing is that it's nowhere. What we're finding out is that it's not any more or less stronger than the Delta variant, which the Delta variant is COVID-19, just a little bit more clingier. Omicron is the same thing as Delta variant, but it spreads a lot easier. And here's but again, it's not stronger than the Delta variant. This isn't to say that it's nothing to worry about, obviously, because there's some reported cases of some breakthroughs. The Omicron being one of those that has broken through the vaccine and still infected, and that's mostly due to the fact that people's bodies are not strong enough even with the vaccination. So the vaccination winds up, giving protection, but only to a certain extent. Another thing, Colin Powell was the prime example of that. He was vaccinated and everything, but he had gone through like 2 bypass surgeries and stuff like that, to where his immunity was already weakened. To where it didn't matter if he did get, well, it did matter because he didn't die a horrible death. He just died a far more peaceful death by the time he got infected with the virus. And again, that's the difference. That's the stuff that for some reason haters don't want to look at. They don't want to look at the fact that there's a far more painful way to go when you're not vaxxed, and a far less painful should you be vaxxed and the Omicron or the coronavirus winds up breaking through. You have a fighting chance to survive again by destroying the virus, even if you've already been vaccinated, because of the simple fact that you've been vaccinated. So yeah, I mean, it's a huge thing, and I really hope that everybody cooperates this time. Despite the fact that it's Joe Biden that's requesting it. I mean, look past the face, people. Look past the face and cooperate a little bit more. Just be a little bit more easygoing. That's really not that difficult, Along with it, the mask mandate and the vaccines, which costs money, comes everything concerning the infrastructure and the Build Back Better plan, infrastructure, the taxing on the wealthy, the raised debt ceiling, and of course the crisis and free spending budgets, which are completely different individual budgets. Alone, they suck. Working together, however, backing each other up, they would do a good job. And that's really the fact of the matter. Everything on the Bring Back Better agenda that's put to work, that's put into effect, would actually work out for the good of the country. So when you got people like Manchin who are just, opposing, along with the rest of the opposers, with the rest of the opposition, well, it just kind of makes you want Biden to still move on, still carry out his plan. And what I mean by that is and here comes the scolding, and I don't mean to upset anybody, but at the same time, yeah, it needs to be pointed out. Biden is taking plays off of the pages of the Obama playbook. He's trying to get everybody involved together. Come on, everybody, let's get together. Let's work it out. Let's do this. And this is something that Obama did quite a bit, even with everybody throwing shit at him, throwing away his bills, not even reading them, throwing away his plans and all this other crap. But eventually getting somewhere down the line to it. You can keep your Bush tax cuts, but let's have the children with pre-existing conditions get their health care. Stuff like that. And at that time, it worked, but even still, that was only to a certain extent. It was to the bare minimum of what Obama could actually get across. Well, now we have Biden, who should have do something outside of that box. Instead, he's just going along with the same thing that he was taught and what he learned and what he picked up from Obama. And that's not. It's not really. It's not really a good idea. I mean, it is, but it's not a good way to go right now. While 4 years has gone by through the previous presidency, and everybody's already built up a defense as to why no, we shouldn't cooperate, not why we should keep opposing everything that isn't in our special needs and all this good stuff, and go out with all the rhetoric, go out with all these lies, go out with the big lie and every little lie, include every little lie in the process. Okay. The opposition has had 4 full years after 8 years of Obama to build a good, strong defense and to build enough anger to oppose any other leader. And this is now the new leader, and we've got a small problem with opposition all the way down to same party opposition, that douchebag Manchin being one of them. Manchin, he's got that thing about opposing, making up some BS reasons, and ignoring the simple fact that he's got his hands in the till of a fuel industry, EnergyCon Incorporated, whatever the hell it's called. He's working as a politician for $100,000 and change per year, while getting $250,000 up to $1,000,000 worth of profit through his energy company, which again is sort of a catch-22, because with Biden putting more wind turbines out there and more solar panels, that leaves room for more luxury amongst residents who use gas and coal and fuel for their houses. Okay, he could be jacking up the prices, and only the wealthy will pay. They got to have it, because it's limited to only those that have the money. He could be banking big this way. Instead, he's opposing all of this, all of the other forms of energy, and trying to milk every single individual, the cities and the residences and the people out of it, to the point to where it's just, it's just horrible. It's just dumb. He's trying to squeeze out every quarter, making the eagle scream, when he should be working it to where he's raking in the dough. He's not raking in the dough. He's pinching like the way as if he's some kind of hustler. He's not a hustler. He's just a businessman, and he's a poor one if he can't see the redirect of all the other forms of energy and the huge profit in making in staying in his coal-based fuel energy factory. Sorry about that. I'm sort of asleep. I'm not here now. I need another cup of coffee. And it's gotten to where even an actress named Bette Midler, for those of you who don't know, she's a lifelong career entertainer. She's been a young cutie, and she's been a middle-aged mom, and she's portrayed the grandmother, an old witch, and all this good stuff. She's never tried to fight age. She's worked with it and made it work for her. So if you see her in any of her movies, you'll see what I'm talking about. Bette Midler, great actress, has every reason to just stay quiet and keep performing. But unfortunately, this guy Manchin is just this douchebag so much that even Bette Midler has to come out of because even she has to speak up and criticize Manchin for his moronic antics of pretending to be a citizen concerning Democrat, regardless of race, creed, religion, sex, or even sexual preference, and then pulling off the mask once he's made a choice, pulls off the mask and shows the horns, saying, "Surprise, I'm just a greedy sack of shit," Even Bette Midler had to come out and say something about this douchebag. Which leads me back to Biden. Honestly, and I've requested this before. I've wondered about this before. Why doesn't Biden, who's got all this opposition against him, for no valid reason other than they're just saying it's not going to work, and at the same time not providing a solution themselves, not making anything better themselves, why doesn't Biden just declare some form of economic state of emergency, okay, to and then pass every plan in the Build Back Better agenda? Because together, when you put it all out there, it's going to work. It's going to level out everything. We've got high taxes to pay. The rich is going to, and the wealthy is going to have high taxes now. Currently $400,000 a year doesn't pay anything. Anybody making almost $500,000 a year doesn't pay any taxes. Messed up, right? So if we were to get all of these bills passed, we, the ordinary people, would actually, profit off of this. We'd benefit. We're not so much profit as in make money, but we'd be able to keep what we got and what we've earned and all this good stuff, aside from paying our fair share of taxes, and we'd actually be able to progress. We'd be more along the lines of budgeting responsibilities, something that I'm actually not familiar with, but I remember. I'm no longer familiar with because every penny counts and it's always a struggle to get. But I remember the old days when I was a little child and my parents were in charge of everything. They had to be very budget conscious in order to stay in that middle class bracket that is now just depleted. If you miss don't get me wrong, we were in the lower end. We were on the lower end of that bracket. One missed payment and, we'd be in financial trouble. One missed payment and, we'd have to move down to a poor neighborhood and all this good stuff. As opposed to those in the upper class, middle class, in the upper part of that bracket, who would still be doing okay. But what we'd have is that what we'd also be doing is bringing back the budget consciousness out of all of the Americans, including, people like me and the next next generation. Okay. And everything would be balancing out, and we'd go back to being normal, everyday Americans, where we'd be complaining about, the guy said he'd be here with my pizza in 30 minutes. It's already 35, 36 minutes, and all this other stuff. We'd be back to complaining about little idiosyncrasies like that. as opposed to just looking at how much doomsday everything is right now. We'd be back to all these other stuff, that goes with it. Should this next generation have that kind of haircut, or grow their hair out so long, and all this stuff? Something that was just, it was idiotic, but nevertheless, that was the seriousness of my youth at the time. That was what was destroying America. And then it went to heavy metal. We were all praying to the devil every time we went to go slam dance for fun. Then it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles influencing kids to recklessly play with ancient ninja weaponry. The spectrum went that far and that wide, and all this stuff until I think about 9/11. Once 9/11 happened, that's when everything started to get a whole lot more serious, all the way up to today's time, where it's this person, it's that person. It was Hillary, and those emails, that caused everything to go down to hell, which is just bullcrap. But if we were to actually give in, not give in, but just give the Build Back Better agenda a shot, a reasonable shot, we'd be good. Okay, so I'm running out of time. That's my 2 bits on it. We're a lot of people out there who are looking for common sense and common ground. This is the same thing. I'm not the only one thinking this. This. You on the other side of the screen. That it's nowhere near as doomsday as it is, and we actually have a solution to actually go for. We got a plan, and honestly, yeah, I think we should do it. I think we should abide by it. But seeing as I'm running out of time, I got to move on to the next agenda. Okay, Kim Potter, Ghislaine Maxwell, dude, throw these bitches away, please. Send these bitches to prison already, and throw away the key, please. We need to make an example out of these two, the cop and the criminal. We need to set an example to this. Why? Because I don't want my taxpaying dollars going to cops that can't tell the difference between a gun and a taser. I don't want my taxpaying dollars to go to their paychecks and their insurance and healthcare and retirement and Social Security. I don't want my taxpaying dollars to go to an asshole that doesn't know the difference. I got a cop in my family. He doesn't make these kinds of mistakes. He doesn't intentionally kill. He doesn't accidentally kill. He just does his job. His paychecks, I want my taxpaying dollars to go to. I don't want this douchebag Potter to be. I don't want any cops that are like this fool to be going to my taxpaying dollars to go to them. I want them to go to real cops that are actually doing their damn job. Ghislaine Maxwell, now to the criminal. Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, look. Even Heidi Fleiss had to face troubles with the law. Okay? And she didn't prostitute children. Okay? She looked for 18-year-olds to recruit. Sure. 18, 19, 20-year-olds made a huge difference in sales and profits. Okay? That's true. And yeah, she did do it outside of Nevada into Los Angeles, where the stars that had the big money were. Got it. But she did her time. She did her time. She paid the price. Okay? And unlike Maxwell, she did it without forcing children into prostitution. Okay? She did it without forcing children to be sexually trespassed against. What is she doing getting this fair trial for? Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell. What is she doing? What part of, I'm part of the rich class society, is that supposed to be she might get a chance to get out? What the hell is that? Send her away, please. Please? Lock her up. 70 years, that's a good amount of time for her to go into prison for the shit that she did? Hell yes. Potter, throw her in jail. Officer Potter, take that damn badge away from her. Throw her into the thing. I don't give a damn how much she cried. It's the simple fact that she negligently grabbed the wrong instrument and killed a kid, young adult, killed a kid in the name of the law. No differently than the assholes that did it with a smile on their faces. I'm glad she was sad. It shows she has a conscience. But she still murdered somebody. And then to top it all off, is trying to get a walk by saying it was an accident. No, screw that. This cop and this criminal need to be made an example of. They need to be made examples of, and they need to be the start, the domino effect, the chain reaction, the start of doing this to every cop that goes crooked and every criminal that tries to flee the cops. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's my 2 bits on that. I think it's very common sense. I think it's very common ground. I think we can all agree to it. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to say y'all have a very Merry Christmas. Stay safe out there, please. Get the vaccines. Keep washing your hands. Keep practicing social distancing. Keep wearing your masks. Let's get over this, okay? The Omicron is no different except for how fast it spreads. It's the Delta variant that spreads faster, so it's not indestructible. It is beatable. Let's practice this safety, okay? Viral safety. Safety virus? Safety. Well, it's not safe sex. It's safe. Whatever. Let's just practice being safe, okay? Let's get back to it. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it another year. Let's give it one more year. But do the safety measures, okay? Wash your hands always over any little thing. Keep social distance. I like that, especially in the grocery store. You know, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I've really liked the fact that I don't have to get the urge to pick up that space bar and put it between me and the guy behind you. Get back, you son of a bitch. You know, I like that. I really do like it. I like the mask. I've gotten so accustomed to it. I like it. I don't like people looking at me so much. I like them when they're reading the mask, because coffee is one of my favorite beverages, and I like it when they notice it. I like it when they admire it. You know, I think y'all should get an expressive mask also. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. You don't need a ring. You don't need a nose ring. You don't need a tattoo. You don't need a hat. You know, you don't need any of that. All you need is just one little mask, and if you express it just right, you know, it's an eye catcher, and it's it's eye appealing. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty nice. You know, but let's do this for one full year. Let's give it a shot. Let's do this 1 year. You know, and let's give it a shot with the economy and all this good stuff. Let's tax the wealthy. I really like that part of the agenda. You know, and let's make an example out of this cop and this criminal, you know, that are asking us to. Okay? Okay, now I'm down to the last 20 seconds, so I'm just going to say, take care of each other. Have a Merry Christmas. If you're not a Christian, have a happy holidays and a happy new year. We'll see you next time. Take care. This is Chris with Chris's Comments, a show of common sense on common ground, signing out.